As we all know, our democracy is not a matter of simple majority rule. There are checks and balances in place to make sure we are a truly free, well-represented, and self-governing society. Limiting the amount of terms that a representative can hold office is one of these checks that desperately needs to be put into place. Here's why. In modern times, representatives have made a drastic shift from being elected servants to being career politicians. They have traded the best interests of the nation and their constituents for the interests of big donors and special interests. Political calculation, rather than reason and principle, guides their decisions. A stranglehold on party support, consistent special interest backing, and the favorable redrawing of district lines have made it virtually impossible to replace them. This has led to years of dysfunction, gridlock, waste, shutdowns, debt, and dismal approval ratings. Yet Congress continues to enjoy sky-high re-election rates. Term limits will shift the focus of our representatives from re-election to service. Because representatives will no longer have the ability to remain in office indefinitely, they will be able to focus on the needs of the nation and their constituents, rather than their campaign. Special interests will lose influence, the promises of campaign donations in exchange for votes will begin to disappear, and political parties will be weakened. Washington will be stripped of the current ruling class, and they will be replaced with committed citizens from all walks of life who came to serve for a time and then return home. But why have we not made this change already? The problem is clear. It would take a constitutional amendment to limit the number of terms a member of Congress can serve. But every amendment in U.S. history has originated in Congress. America has tried this route before, but it has been met with failure because it requires politicians to make a decision to limit their own power and control. It may seem that we are trapped under this ruling class, but the founders of our nation were wise enough to provide another option. Article 5 of the Constitution provides for an alternative means of proposing an amendment. States, through their legislative bodies, can make an application to Congress for a convention of the states to discuss the proposal of an amendment. Once Congress has received an application from at least 2/3 of the states, it must call for a convention pursuant to the state's requests. At the convention, states will vote on the proposed amendment. Once it passes at the convention, it will be sent back to all 50 states for the normal ratification process, which requires the support of 3/4 of the states to make the amendment law. ACTL is hard at work in each state to push the necessary legislation through. We, the people, still have the power to change and shape our government, but only if we act together. We have never before in history had such an opportunity or a need as right now to make this change. Find out how you can help. Join the movement at limitcongress.org.